Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Todd, and guess what? You know, the Egyptians may be making an announcement that could change humanity.
I've got something good too. Celebrity clones. I may have evidence.
Oh, wow. Check it out. You're on the road beyond. Todd Duplantis here from Houston City College, and we're at the HCC TV studios now.
I know that.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that new or is that?
No, I'm just
okay.
saying it. Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle, and you said something about Egyptian something. I wasn't listening. What?
Yeah, well, Egypt. There's been. I've been seeing this on. News feeds for the past past month. Something, and it came around the time that people were talking about disclosure. We had Trump and Obama on the show last week. Well, they weren't really here, but you know,
they were hanging out with us.
And they were saying that Egypt is about to change the game by making an announcement or a revelation that could change humanity.
So wait, does this have to do with UFOs or UAPs
We
or
don't
aliens?
know. However, just recently, UFO witness and author Chris Bledsoe, you may recognize him in social media because he seems like he's a guest on just about every show.
True.
Anyway, he says that Egypt is going to make a revelation in 2026 that could change humanity. Now, he's saying he's been making this claim for years, so people are wondering, is he kind of just jumping on the UFO disclosure bandwagon?
Okay, that makes sense.
You know, so either way, Bledsoe's predictions center on a cosmic alignment between the star Regulus and the Great Sphinx of Egypt. Now, of Gaza, rather. He claims signals they release and new knowledge. Could it bring the aliens? Who knows? But he shared that these predictions with the Pentagon.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if he sent him an email. I mean, how do you share? Hey,
just
can I
call
get the
them
Pentagon
up.
on the phone? Can I speak to someone who'll talk to me about a revelation?
So he's claiming that there are the signals coming from the sphinxes or from Regulon?
He's saying it's coming from the Sphinx, and also there's only one Sphinx, right? Is there a couple of them?
I believe there's more than one.
There's the Great Sphinx.
Okay.
That's worth knowing. And also the pyramids.
Yes.
Okay. His predictions are saying they center on this once-in-a-lifetime event. Talk to the Pentagon. We didn't hear anything from them, did we?
No.
Maybe they must be thinking, here's another whack job who's giving us information.
So is that it? It's just that there's signals and he thinks something's going to happen?
He thinks something's going to happen, but he's been making this claim for years.
Right.
Now, they're finding new things in the pyramids. Now, if you remember a few months ago, we talked about it on the show. There's like this huge chamber below the Great Pyramid.
Yes.
And they're saying that this could be maybe have coils. They're looking that possibly there were coils
Right, we did a story on this where they had all these coils underneath, and they did it with some, like that right there, and they did it with some sort of sound waves that created colors that makes them believe these chambers are there. We don't know why.
Well, they think there could be power, some type of power supply. There's always been a theory that the pyramid was really a power-generating machine, able to power the world at the time.
So when will we find out?
Well, you'll find out in 2026 because now he's upped his prediction that it's going to happen sometime in 2026. Now, these orbs that are being sighted apparently around, well, let's see, around the pyramid themselves, they start reoccurring around Easter, which is strange. So some people are saying this could all coincide, which in your terms, when will this happen? Maybe within the next month. We should know more about this. So, but what does this really reveal about the pyramids? And we're always finding things. You know, just a few years ago, they found this shape inside the pyramid on the wall, and they're calling it the bull and star shapes that are in. I think we have a picture of it that AI created for me. But they're finding these types of things inside the pyramid. The pyramid, they find these chambers below them. So could this be something one step closer to disclosure with what's happening with the pyramids?
Well, there's a lot of buildup to this that I don't, is the payoff really going to be there? Now, how long has this guy been making these claims?
For a few years.
Okay.
Yeah, for a little while.
I'm going with bandwagon jumping, but that's just me. I don't know, because the lack of detail is
Well,
the
he's
problem.
saying it's more like, trust me, bro. You
Right.
know, I mean, let me. I've been making these claims for a while, but now they're really, really going to happen.
Which that's pretty much what all of social media has become, is trust me, bro.
Yeah, well, that's kind of where it goes. But will it happen? I don't know. Wait till Easter. It's kind of like this three-eye atlas, you know.
Yeah.
In the end, was it the end of humanity? No.
Okay, well,
But we were questioning that.
mark this date down.
Yeah.
In case it does happen.
Yeah,
And if it
we've learned it
doesn't,
here.
remember, I called BS on this one.
Okay, all right.
Now,
Okay,
let's go
all
to
right.
Hollywood.
Yeah, because you're talking about clones in Hollywood. Imagine that.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
There is a rumor
I've
going
seen that
on.
video of him.
Yeah, that he may have been cloned.
Or maybe he just had a facelift. Come
I
on
don't
now.
know.
I'm going to go with the facelift.
According
thing.
to the internet,
Yeah.
and it's never wrong.
No.
So here's the deal. He showed up in France to accept some award, right?
And he looked awfully weird.
We'll take a look at this video and remember what Jim Carrey normally looks like.
Yeah.
And this is him accepting the award. That's Jim Carrey now. His hair is much longer. Look at his cheeks, his jaws. They even say his eye color is a different color.
It's called contacts and a facelift.
So
most plastic surgeons can introduce you to that.
He's always been against that kind of stuff. But he always says he's playing a
well,
role.
when you're,
You know, he even said, I'm playing the role of Jim Carrey. So there are a lot of people speculating. He showed up at the Caesar Awards in Paris last week.
You're familiar with his work, right?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's kind of
as
off
long
the
as he
wall.
doesn't look like Fire Marshal Bill, I think we're okay. But the social media has really picked this up. They said he didn't just look different, but that his skin texture was different. I've seen where they break down, and we've got some photos of people that have actually broken down what is different about him in this appearance as opposed to him in the past, and it is striking. So that's it. They really believe that he has been cloned. And this is not the real Jim Carrey, right?
He got a facelift. Give him a break, man.
I'm just saying, could it be the lighting?
I don't
Is there
know.
something in the water in Paris?
Is this the old Jim Carrey? Because that looked just like
No,
Jim
that's
Carrey.
the new
That's
Jim
the new
Carrey.
one? That
yeah.
one looked exactly like Jim Carrey. This looks like a bad camera angle shot of Jim Carrey.
Well, and then I saw today,
Yeah.
which is very, very interesting, that a makeup artist, see, look, they're showing it right there. On the left is the old Jim Carrey. On the right there, that is the other Jim Carrey.
Dude had a facelift. Come
But
on.
the eye colors, it's just, it's such a striking difference. But look, in reality, you're right. It probably was a facelift. But the internet is going crazy over this.
Well, you remember when Tom Cruise years ago must have had some filler, and his face was all puffed out?
Yeah.
People are like, what's wrong with Tom Cruise?
Right.
Well, he got some filler.
But that's just it. When we don't see stars all the time.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen Jim Carrey for, even if it's been 6 months.
Yeah, it's a long time for Jim Carrey. Yeah.
It changes. We remember them the way he was in his movies, right?
Right.
So that's what we all think of. And so when we see him come out, and he didn't, his hair is longer, he looks totally different. It probably is. He has made no comment on it, but I saw today on social media.
Because everybody else is making the comments. He's loving it.
A makeup artist claims that he is the clone and showed the fake rubber head and the teeth. He claims he is the clone.
If it was a fake rubber mask, I would totally say Carrey would do that.
Yes,
he would be that type of person.
But I don't know. I think he could do the Tony Clifton thing that he did in the Andy Kaufman movie, right?
Yeah,
I could see him doing something like that. But I'm waiting for him to respond. But it's just what blows my mind is how this has just caught fire. You said you've seen it. I've seen several videos.
And I've seen everybody questioning the same way, like it's a clone.
All over social media. Yeah, it probably is just a facelift. But we'll find out. If we get any updates, of course, we'll let you know about Jim Carrey because we bring you the important news here.
And if Jim Carrey's out there watching the show, because I hear he is a fan of the show, you're welcomed on here. You, your mask, your twin, your clone, whoever you'd like to bring with you. You're always welcome.
Or whoever the clone is welcome as well.
Yeah, if you're the clone, bring the mask. Come on here. We'll bring up a chair and talk about eye colors and stuff like that.
Coming up next, you need to be watching out in your neighborhood. A shapeshifter is afoot.
Oh, wow. I'm looking forward to seeing that myself. Stay tuned. We're back after this.
HCC ha estado para ti, accesible y enfocado en tus éxitos. Más carreras, formación avanzada, aprendizaje global en línea. Nuevo nombre, misma misión, visión más amplia. Houston City College. Regístrate en hcc.edu.
How prepared is your family if disaster shows up at your doorstep? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan before they show up. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes!
Make a plan today.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the Road Beyond podcast. Todd Duplantis here, along with
Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle.
So
what do you got?
Well, you want me to go?
Yeah, I want you to go first.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Mine's too good.
We've been talking aliens. So I figure I'll continue that theme,
Okay.
especially as we're talking more on disclosure. This is an actual document from the FBI, and it dates back to 1947. 1947
Hey,
because
something happened in 1947.
What was that exactly?
I think it was Roswell.
That's right. This memorandum, this is the real thing. It's known as Memorandum 6751. It remained classified for 63 years until it was released in 2010. You might say, what does an old typewritten memo have in it that is so intriguing?
Yeah.
The memo describes beings not from another planet, follow me now, another dimension.
Really?
Which we've been talking about.
Just last week we talked about that.
Exactly. So, this memo describes what's called supernormal entities from world that interpenetrates our own.
Remember? Okay,
So-
I'm going to do it again. We did the dimensions.
Exactly.
This is our dimension. This is another dimension. And where it cross-sects, that's the interdimensional part.
Now, this realm where these beings are from is compared to ancient esoteric concepts like locus and talus. These are planes of existence rather than physical planets. Think transcendental meditation.
Right.
Think along those lines. There you go. According to the memo, these entities can enter and exit our dimension at will, calling Bigfoot, using what the document calls radiant energy. Their ships reportedly materialize only when their vibration interacts with Earth's dense matter, suggesting their craft aren't traditionally physical.
Okay.
All mental.
Okay.
They locate dimensional openings using magnetic portal detection technology, which is now available on Amazon, if you look it up. However, the document also warns that their capabilities, including advanced energy weapons.
Okay, that does not sound pleasing.
Okay.
And aren't we developing something like that?
That's where I'm going with
That's what I
this.
thought.
Yeah, they just used it on Maduro's forces.
Yep.
Could pose danger if misunderstood or mishandled. Imagine that, huh?
We did so great with nuclear. Let's try another dangerous weapon.
Let's try something
Great.
else. So anyway, Memorandum 6751 remains one of those things that was always lore. Did this really happen?
Right.
Until it was released in 2010. And what does it talk about? What we've said, aliens. Don't be thinking they're coming here from Mars or inside the outside of the solar system. They're coming here interdimensionally. That's what makes sense to me.
I can understand that. I get it, especially. I just feel like there are some drugs involved with this whole memorandum. Who was this from and to? Do we know?
It
or
was
is
the
that
FBI.
redacted?
Yeah, it was an FBI It was one of those interdepartmental memos.
So we know for sure that this is a legit memorandum from the government.
Yeah, absolutely legit. Absolutely legit.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
So is there a way for us to call these beings to come to us?
I don't know. Why don't you try?
You know, like the movie Contact, right? Where we send out radio waves.
Well, think about it. We sent out a Explorers at the Viking.
Yeah,
that we sent
originally,
out back in what,
it was either Voyager or
1976?
Viking, yeah.
It was, we sent it out in 1976.
I believe
Don't
so,
quote me on
yes.
that. I'm not a.
It had the Rosetta Stone on it.
Exactly, but they
Yes.
also had some naked humans.
Yes.
Remember, they carved all that, and they
Yeah.
had this recording that was basically it was basically on the side of the ship. It was a turntable.
Yes,
and
yeah.
it was a gold recording.
Yep, I remember.
So that you could say we were trying to call them here anyway.
That's interesting. You know, in theory, when I'm on the radio at night,
Yeah.
those
They could be
are
listening
being
to you.
beamed out into space. There could be aliens in another dimension rocking out to Doug O'Brien. at night.
They could very well be. I mean,
They can come here
What
looking for
alien
me.
does not like a good Led Zeppelin song?
I
Come on, now.
totally agree.
You know?
So where does this head us? I mean, are we expecting
Well,
anything else, or
As these documents are going to be released, Trump says he's doing it in the next few months.
so
you know,
we're
they're-
back to disclosure
We're
day?
back to disclosure. That's what this brought. This whole thing. I thought, well, here we are once again talking about disclosure because documents like this will then be released.
Well,
How
I know
redacted will they be? And we don't know.
we do have, I believe it's called a hyper rail gun, if I'm not mistaken, on one of the aircraft carriers. It may be
Oh, I know.
the Gerald R.
yes,
Ford.
Yes,
That's
yes.
that's new.
Mhm.
The weapon that was used that you mentioned in Venezuela as
Well,
well, that
think about it.
scrambled signals and messed with people.
I remember playing video games in the late 90s, early 2000s,
Mhm.
and one of the weapons was a railgun.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, I want the railgun, man. That weapon is really good. Now we've got those things.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've got something a little
Yeah,
closer to
what you
home.
got?
I've got a shapeshifter. This video that you're going to see, and it is wild, and I'm not
I've seen
kidding.
some. I don't know what it is, if it's AI or what, but I've seen a lot of videos online recently with shapeshifters.
Well, this one, it comes from a security camera,
Yeah.
so it looks pretty legit. The Instagram post is from paranormal_link, and the original video came from Little Miss Bella 3.
Oh,
all right.
Okay, yeah,
So-
yeah, it's off in the distance.
This, if you look where that light is, off
Yeah.
in the distance,
Yep.
see how it's low to the ground?
Yep.
And it actually looks like an animal on all fours. And
Yes.
then all of a sudden, as it gets to this point, it's up like 6 feet tall. Now, the even weirder part is that people say they can hear something or someone say hello. Now, I'm not willing to buy the hello part because the woman is arriving home, so it could have been
Couldn't been
it
her-
could have
yeah.
been somebody, her
Yeah,
kid or
yeah.
someone. But I'm telling you, the close-up on this, and she sees it in real time. And this thing, it changes. If you look
Yeah, I
right there,
see
that
that.
looks
I
like
see
a
that.
dog.
Yeah, it
It
looks
is
like-
on all fours.
Yep.
This is one of the, but what is a dog doing with a flashlight? And then all of a sudden it's 6 feet tall.
Well, now that you brought up the whole dog holding a flashlight,
Yeah.
I totally believe the story now because you solved it for me.
It's just weird. Is it someone just pranking and just walking around and they're like, oh, there's a person, let me
saw
go
that.
down on all fours? Is it one of the robot dogs
Yeah,
that are
yeah.
popular now?
I mean, it could be those things.
It
could be the robot
and because
dog.
they
Yeah.
can
Yeah,
stand
they
up
can
and be
stand
about
up,
6
yeah.
feet tall. But this is another one that has taken the internet by storm. It's all over social media, and no one knows for sure what it is. And I think it's
Well-
as always, it's the unknown.
Yeah.
So we're not afraid of being alone in the dark. We're afraid we're not,
Not alone in the dark. Yeah.
And that's what this proves. So it's
Well,
bizarre.
What's weird is I've seen more and more videos of shapeshifters.
Yeah.
And now that our phones are listening, we'll probably be seeing it on our feed. when we
Absolutely,
scroll
of
later
course.
on. But I've seen a lot more of these nowadays. And one of the best ones I saw was years ago. And it showed this creature off in the distance creeping up. And it was like shot from the guy was like he was sitting on like a wagon.
Okay.
And it would hit a field. He was looking across a field, and it showed this creature, approaching him, stalking him on all fours,
Right.
and then getting closer to him. And it was this hideous, large-looking dog, and it attacks the guy, and the camera goes dead.
Oh, of course. That always happens.
So that just came across. I mean, we're talking back in the early 2000s. I remember
Right.
seeing this video. Well, then I read a few years ago, the guy came forward and said, Yeah, I'm a filmmaker, and I put that out there. And this
Oh.
is really before you can get stuff to go viral, but it
Right.
was making the rounds on YouTube when YouTube first started out.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, this one, I don't think the one that we just saw is AI because
No, that
it looks
yeah,
too
in
legit.
in that poster, the content creator, she does a
The
lot of
paranormal
these.
link, yes.
Yeah.
She does a very good job of
Yeah.
posting a lot of really good stuff.
Yeah.
And that one, to me, is just so creepy because we've all come home late at
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
You hear something and you're like, what is that? Can you imagine seeing something go from, this high to standing up? That is enough. But she didn't, the weird thing is that she didn't react in a weird way. It was kind of like she went, that must be Bob.
Yeah.
And then went inside.
Yeah,
So
on the ground with a flashlight once again, and then
Bob's doing his little
Yeah.
dog routine, So it's just the whole
She
thing
didn't
is
look
just
too
bizarre.
concerned.
Right. I think
at all.
she was
That's
like,
kind of like what?
she was like
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
It's kind of like, what is that?
Yeah.
So it's very strange, but keep an eye out in your neighborhood for either robot dogs or shapeshifters
Or could
or
be
Bob.
Dogman. Could be Dogman.
It could be Dogman.
Could be Dogman.
If
Don't
you
rule
have
out
anything
Dogman.
like that, as always, please let us know. You can always send us information. You can always connect with us on social media, all of the sites, Instagram, YouTube at the Road Beyond Podcast. And you can head up Todd on X at Todd Duplantis65.
Don't
as well.
hit me up. People have been hitting me up on there for cash and stuff. And all
No,
that.
no,
Yeah,
just for
yeah, okay.
paranormal
Yeah, all right.
stuff.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
you can hit me up that way. Hey, title of the next story that we're going to do,
Yeah.
Drunk, Stupid, Packed, and Loaded, literally. Stay tuned. We'll be back after this.
HCC has been here for you. Affordable, accessible, focused on success. More degrees, stronger training, global online learning. A new name, the same mission. A bigger vision. Houston City College. Register now at hccs.edu.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Welcome back to the Road Beyond Podcast. I'm Doug O'Brien from Houston's Eagle, along with
Todd Duplantis, Houston City College. So what do you've got a video we're going to play in a second, right?
Yeah, this one, if you've ever been in a long distance relationship, I got something for you.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, as I kind of teased in that last segment, title of the story, Drunk, Stupid, Packed, and Loaded, literally. That's right. So, Doug, since you have not seen the story, you're going to read it cold for the audience.
Every one of these always gets a little weird.
And this
so-
this is a fact or fiction. I'm going to let you in. This actually did happen.
Okay,
Yeah.
It starts with two men in Arkansas, which I'm already nervous. Two men in Arkansas finish a long night of drinking on a back porch where logic has clearly gone home without them. One of them, Ferris, is that his real name?
That's his real name. Yeah, this was a documented story from 2019, though.
Ferris has a bulletproof vest. Why? What is... never mind. I've learned. Don't ask questions. Ferris decides
Just
the only reasonable thing to do is test it by asking Hicks to shoot him. Hicks agrees instantly, of course.
Doesn't the name match?
Yeah, Hicks. Yeah,
Hicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hick.
Yeah.
Because no good story begins with the phrase, after we made responsible choices. The vest works, but Ferris is left with a painful welt the size of his regret. He gets mad, the kind of mad only beer and bruised pride can produce. He puts on the vest next, Hicks does, probably thinking that, it'll prove they're even. That, tit for tat there. Instead, Ferris fires the entire magazine into Hicks' back like he's testing equipment for a military catalog. Both men end up in the hospital where they tell investigators a heroic tale involving a secret mission in Hobbs State Park. Remember, the cover-up is always worse than the crime. The story might have held up if Ferris's wife hadn't arrived and announced the far more believable version, the two drunk men doing something incredibly stupid on the porch.
Yeah.
Investigators agree her story makes a lot more sense than a covert operation involving backyard refreshments. Both men arrested, charged with felony aggravated assault. A judge releases them on bond, but issues a no-contact order, presumably to protect them from each other's ideas. And now they face up to 6 years in prison, fines up to $10,000, which is a steep price for testing a vest in the world's worst science experiments. And it raises two important questions. What is the dumbest thing someone has ever done while drunk? And should there be a test to make sure people don't mix firearms with backyard bravado?
Well, you know, and here's the kicker in the story. The guy, these idiots shoot each other, and then they're charged with felonies and, you know, face up to 6 years in jail.
I think charging them with the felonies is going a little far because they're stupid. I don't think it's going to make a big difference.
Natural selection, you think, is going to be...
You know, there's sometimes that warning labels may not always be the best thing. I'm just saying.
Well, just think about this. There are people out there that they have to actually have directions on shampoo bottles.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, I grew up in a small town just on the other side of Arkansas. So
did you know Hicks and Ferris?
I'm sure I probably ran into him a time or two. Yes. All right. Have you ever been in a long distance relationship?
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a device for you to help you kiss that someone who is miles away.
Are we there yet?
It comes from a Chinese scientist.
Of course.
They are working on a prototype. Take a look at this and see if you would ever use it. You actually take this and you connect it to your phone, and you then kiss it, and the sensors feel it, and then the person on the other end, they feel the kiss. Yeah, don't go there. They feel the kiss.
Oh, Lord.
So yes, it is it is a real thing. I'm not making this up. I should have done fact or fiction. Kissing only.
Okay.
Kissing only, please.
Aren't you glad you stayed until the end of the show? You know, how could you? Boy, you get to see that. Once again, folks, money back guaranteed. He's picking up the tab this week.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, we're going to wrap things up. Join us next week, if you would, because God knows what could happen then. But either way, I'm going to Greece. We only got a few seconds left.
Okay.
I'm going to Greece.
Yep.
I'm going to shoot some content while I'm there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we will be back when I return from
I've
Greece.
got some Bigfoot video that is
always
incredible.
Bigfoot. Yeah.
Best I've seen.
Thanks for being here today. We'll see you next time on the Road Beyond Podcast.
See you.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.